Hello and welcome. Today I'm doing an update on the Senate election. I'm sorry I'm not doing an election night. Those take a little while. They're around 100 to 150 slides each, so they usually take 2 to 3 days to make. So I'll probably have one by I'm going to try to get one before the day before the midterm elections, or on that day a little bit before the poll closings. So we're going to start off with the safe Republican seats. Utah, this is easy for Republicans to pick up. They're going to definitely be holding on to it. Mitt Romney is going to definitely win this in a landslide. Wyoming is also another easy Republicans pick up. John Barroso will easily hold on to this. And Nebraska, Deb Fischer will easily hold on to this seat as well, even though 538 says it's going to be around a 10% Republican pickup, but it's probably going to be around 16 to 17%. It's still likely that it'll move into the likely category, but I think it's definitely going to stay in the solid. Same with Mississippi, but this one's going to be definitely in the solid. Special election is moved to likely to solid. This is probably going to be a 1 by around 17%, and before it was around a 13%. For safe Democrat would be Hawaii. This would be easy for the Democrats to pick up. Same with California. This will be easy for Dianne Feinstein to hold on to her seat. And Washington, Maria Cantwell will easily hold on to her seat. The state of Minnesota, Amy Klobuchar will also be easily reelected. New Mexico, Martin Heinrich will also be easily reelected. In the state of New York, Kristen Gillibrand will also easily hold on to the seat. In Vermont, Bernie Sanders at caucuses with the Democrats will easily hold on to this seat. No doubt he's going to win probably 70 to 80% of the vote. And Maine, Angus King, a Democrat that's independent that caucuses with the Democrats, will easily hold on to his seat. In the states of Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Delaware, Maryland, they will all easily hold on to their seats. It's not going to be too hard for the Democrats. And for the likely Republican seats, Texas, Ted Cruz is going to win this probably around 9%, not over 10% for sure. Before he was leading around 3% at the beginning of the month, and he's picked up steam in the last month. In the state of North Dakota, Kevin Cramer is probably going to pick the seat up from Heidi Heitkamp, which Heidi Heitkamp was leading around 3% at the beginning of the race, and now Kevin Cramer leads by around 13%. This happened because of the Judge Kavanaugh hearing and the voting on this. Heidi Heitkamp did not support Kavanaugh, and Kevin Cramer said he would, and this went from a tie seat to a definite Republican pickup. In the state of Tennessee, this will also be likely. Phil Bredesen was leading around 3% in the beginning of the month, and now Marsha Blackburn will probably pick this up around 7%. After the Kavanaugh vote, Phil Bredesen said he was, and then he wasn't going to vote for Kavanaugh, and Marsha Blackburn said she would vote for him to become a judge. So now Republicans already have the majority. There's still 14 seats up, and this definitely be pickups for the Republicans for sure. For likely Democrat would be Wisconsin. Tammy Baldwin's probably going to pick up the seat around 7%. It's a little tighter in the recent week. Before she was leading around 12%. It's narrowed down by 5%. In the state of Pennsylvania, Bob Casey is probably going to pick this up around 10% from Lou Barletta. the state of Ohio, Sherrod Brown's going to hold on to the seat from Renicky by around 12%. It's not going to be too hard. And that's all the likely Democrat seats. For lean Republican Nevada, this is definitely an interesting race. Before it was Jackie Rosen leading, and then Dean Heller, back to Jackie Rosen, and now Dean Heller is leading by his biggest lead he's had, which is around a 2.5%. After the Kavanaugh hearing, Kavanaugh vote, his lead just boosted up. Before he was behind around 3%, and now he's up around 2 to 3. For lean Democrat would be the state of New Jersey. New Jersey's been an interesting race to watch. Bob Hogan has a possibility of picking this up, but it's probably around a 20% chance that he will, even though it's probably going to be around 4% win for Bob Mendez. And the state, I forgot Virginia. This is a likely seat for the Democrats. Tim Kaine's probably going to pick this up around 13%. It's back to the lean Democrat. So West Virginia, Joe Manchin's probably going to win this 5%. It's on the borderline between likely and lean. In Michigan, Debbie Stabenow is probably going to win the seat around 4%. John James has definitely picked up his lead. Well, he's behind still, but his lead has gone up. Before he was behind 20, and now he's behind by 4. So this is actually a possible pickup. This is more possible than the state of New Jersey currently. And Donald Trump's supposed to go to Michigan soon to help him out. So he might actually win this seat. That'll be very surprising. So this possibly by the weekend could go into the tilt or even toss-up. But I'm going to keep it in the lean Democrat for now. And for tilt Republican, we're going to put the state of Missouri. Josh Hawley's had a consistent lead for quite a while now, even though it's been small, around a 1% or less lead. But for an incumbent Democrat, this is not good for Claire McCaskill. So this is probably a 60% chance that Republicans will pick this seat up. In the state of Indiana, the Republicans will probably pick this up, 55% chance. Before Joe Donnelly was leading around 5% last month, and now Mike Braun leads around 2%. So this is a definite seat to watch. So Republicans are already at +2 gain, and there's still 4 seats up, and they're all probably going to be very close. Minnesota special, this is probably going to be around 1 to 2%, so this will be interesting to watch. 2% or less. In the polls, it shows the Democrats lead around 3 to 4%, but usually Democrats are overestimated, or the other way around, Republicans are underestimated. I'll make a video on that later today. And also, I'm going to make a video on the update in the governor elections. It's hard to make these election nights because they take such a long time. So I'm definitely going to make one before the midterm elections. For tilt Democrat, we're also going to put Montana. This is probably going to be a 2% win for John Tester or less. Matt Rosendale's definitely giving John Tester a run for his money. This is an interesting seat to watch. In the beginning of the race, he was probably leading around 7%, and now he leads by around 2 or less percent in my book. Under polls, it's around 3%, but probably a 1% skew, and then it's in the tilt. In RCP, it's actually a toss-up right now. Arizona, this is interesting race. This could go really either way, but I'm going to tilt it in Democrats' favor. It's probably, if it does go Democrats, it's going to be less than 0.5% win for them. In the state of Florida, this is also a really interesting race, but I feel like it's been going more Republican. In the beginning of the month, the Democrat Bill Nelson was leading around 4%, and then middle of the month, Rick Scott was tied, and then he led for a little while, and then Bill Nelson came back, and now it's narrowing out again. But I think at the end of the race, Republicans have a really big chance of picking this seat up, so I'm going to give it to the Republicans. This is a huge pickup for a midterm election, definitely for the party in control, for gaining 3 seats in the Senate. That is huge. 54 to 46 Democrats is my current prediction. This is probably going to change by tomorrow or the next day. You never know. Florida might go back to tilt. Arizona might go back to Republican. Any of these seats could change, really. Any of the tilt, most likely. So there's like 6 seats that are probably going to flip around a bit. So don't forget to subscribe and like the video.